Who is a Parsi? This is the book published by Niyagi Books. And we are fortunate that author of the book, who is a Parsi, Prochi N Mehta ji, is with us. Welcome, Prochi N Mehta ji.
Thank you.
Oftenly, we know grand old men of India, Dada Bhai Nauroji, Ratan Bhai, Dada Bhai Tata, K.R. Kama, Homi Jahangir Baba. They are the renowned persons. But very few persons know these personalities who contributed a lot for the country. So this book is very useful to know about the Parsi community. Who is a Parsi? And author of this book, Prochi N Mehta ji, I want to know that you are a highly successful sports person and a recipient of prestigious awards. What inspires you as a renowned sports person to write this book, Who is a Parsi? How a renowned publisher, Niyagi Books, approach?
Thank you, Mannaji. The reason why I started my research into finding out who is the Parsi, because Parsi women in general face discrimination in the community, especially if they're intermarried. So because my daughter herself faced discrimination, I looked into the matter deeply. When my fire temple priest informed me not to bring the children to the fire temple, I decided I would look into the trustees and find out why. And so I found that we are supposed to follow the Buga Sarat priests of Navsari and Dastur Kekobad, Adarabad, Dastur Naushadbad in particular. I myself have moved court for an interpretation of our trustee to find out what this meant. 4 years have gone and there has been no solution. In the meantime, I did my research and I found that these are the priests who, the Dastur Kekobad was the priest who went from Calcutta to Rangoon to perform Bella's Navjot, the daughter of a Parsi mother and a non-Parsi father. So this is the priest we are supposed to follow. And who are the Buga Sarat priests? They are the priests with Ratan Tata's wife, Suzanne Bray, a French Christian lady's Navjot, and initiated her into the religion and married her to Ratan Tata. So this was the opinion of her priest long time ago, but people did not know that. And I found documents which I'll tell you about later when you ask me that.
Okay. And after reading this book, what, according to you, we will see about Parsi as a religion or a revolution?
Parsi community in India is dying. In 2011, we had 55,000 people. Now it is 2022, so every year we are losing about 1,000 people. So now we must be down to 40 something. And still we discriminate against our girls and their children. If we accept that in one shot, we'd have another 10,000 people into our community. And the community will keep on increasing because what we are doing now by the 50% of the marriages are intermarriage and most of the girls are marrying out. So you're just removing 50% of the future generations from our community. So if they come in, if this new information is helpful, then the girls will come in.
How you depict your views on Parsi personal law?
Parsi personal law is often based on two judgments of 1905 and 1915. But these two laws, the priests themselves had said that the religion, in the religion, conversion is a tenet of the religion. And that the child of a Parsi mother and a non-Parsi father is entitled to be initiated into the faith. This was the opinion of the priest recorded in court. But the judge had different views. The judge said, the judges tried to make a difference between Parsi and Zoroastrian. One said Parsi is a race, one said Parsi is a caste. But in 1936, when the Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act was made, race and caste have no place. Parsi is defined as Parsi Zoroastrian, and there's also a negative clause that you can cease to be a Parsi by converting to another religion. So race and caste in 1936 had no place in our personal law.
Okay. If someone wants to read the primary sources about the evidences, where one can go to find out?
Okay, this document, Saklat versus Bella, was photocopied from the Privy Council records by Ms Trisha De Niyogi, the legal historian of the University of Wisconsin. 1,000 pages recorded in court, never revealed to the community. She shared it with me. It is available with me. I have printed many pages in the book itself, and in the appendix, I have printed about 5 judgments over there, which are from this particular case. And if anybody wants more information, they are welcome. I'll share.
We can get so many evidences in the form of documents and transcripts in this book. Please explain your challenges that you have faced in collecting this.
Oh, it was a difficult job because I had never heard these names before. And I had to sort of mentally put one name here, then read something and find the name there, then find the connection. So like the case of Dastur K I read in our trust deed, we have to follow Dastur K. Then when reading Ms Trisha De Niyogi's thesis on Bella, I read Dastur K. did Bella's Naujot in Rangoon, the daughter of a Parsi mother and non-Parsi father. So I wrote to Mitra. She told me, yes, you're correct. And she sent me the entire case file. Then I studied the case file and found the connection. Now, a normal person would not be able to find this connection, and we didn't even know anything about it. So this is all new information to the community. Hopefully with this new information coming in of what our priests taught 100 years ago, maybe people will change. At least I hope people will change.
We all know court cases are a bit tiring. How did your family supports you in this journey?
We have filed an originating summons in the Calcutta High Court for interpretation of our trust deed. And we have gone to court asking for what is the meaning of Buga Sarat priest. That is clause 3 of our trust deed. And who was Dastur Kekobad, Adabad, Dastur Noshiman? Nobody knew at that time. It's by studying these various documents that we found the connection that the Buga Sarat priest did Ratan Tata's wedding to Suzanne Bray, a French Christian lady, and did her Naujot also. And Dastur Kekobad did Bella's Naujot in Rangoon. So now we know what these priests believed, and we know why the settler has appointed these priests for us to follow. So I hope it makes a big difference to us.
How Niyagi Books helps you in designing and publishing this book?
Niyagi Books is a very close family friend. Bikash has given full support. In fact, when I wrote my first book, he said, you have written the book, so I'll print it. And he printed it within a short while. The second book, I gave it to him within 6 months. He said, you can't write in the second book so fast. You have to wait a while. So he carried on postponing until he thought the time was right. And actually, Niyogis are very close family friends. My father and his father, they started work almost together. And when my father wanted some printing work done, he asked Niyogi's father to do it. And Niyogi's father went to my grandfather and asked him, shall I do the work? Is he responsible enough? Will he pay me? So my grandfather said, yes, go ahead and do it. And from that time onwards, his father used to come to the house every Sunday morning, sometimes with the boys. They would always have tea and biscuits. Mom would always tease his dad because dad wanted always 4 biscuits, not 3. And she would always give him 3 biscuits first. And then make a face, then she'd take out the 4th one and put it in his plate. And the boys came, she would put sweets and chocolates in their pockets. And there was always chit chat. It was like a family get together more than anything else.
Last but not least, Prochy N Mehta. What do you want to say the readers of this book? Parsi is who is a Parsi?
See, this book, I had done the research, but I didn't know whether the research was good enough. So I sent this book to the manuscript to Mr. Pali Nariman to check. And what he did, you would not believe. He is 93 years old, but he printed the whole book out. He corrected it by hand. He removed what he thought was wrong. He added in what was right. He wrote some chapters in the book. He actually wrote some chapters in the book. He added the judgments to be put it in. And he sent it all back to me, telling me, you have made very valuable points, but it's haphazardly put all over the book. So point by point, he told me how to reassemble the book, which I did. And I sent it back to him and I asked him to write the foreword, which he happily did for me. So all I can say is thank you, Mr. Rajivan, for helping me make this book.
And once again, thank you for writing this useful book, informative book, Who is a Parsi? That will help all over world to know the Parsi community. Thanks, Prochi N Mehta ji, and best wishes for this book.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.